Welcome, welcome. This is In the Cut, episode 1. This is a very special moment. We are coming back live here in Anchorage, Alaska for me, and we got Colorado for X-Men out here.
Didn't bother.
Today, we're just going to go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty of what just happened a couple days ago with Nintendo and their Direct for 2023. Very exciting news. I'm happy to talk about it with some of my best friends out here. Go by Majestix, aka Kevin Womack. Favorite color at the moment is purple. And the most recent things I've been into has been 3D printing.
Ooh.
Still learning some SLI formats and learning a little bit of the curves on getting some essentials printed out, but that's what I've been into lately. Let's go to Xavier next.
Sure. Hey, my name is Xavier. Hacker name is Medium. Favorite color is blue currently. What I've been currently into here in Colorado since it's snowboarding season, just visited
Shredded,
games and shredded, man.
Sugar Narnar.
Yeah, and then so just been into snowboarding. A couple weeks from now, I'll be over attending the Dew Tour.
Nice.
The what? Oh, my fault.
Mountain Dew Tour.
Oh.
So it's usually like the the Olympic qualifiers usually, but this year they're not having it, so they're gonna have some pretty fun stuff just chilling.
Oh
for
yeah,
the athletes.
You did bring up you were gonna show up to the X Games. I remember you saying something like that.
That's right.
Man, that knuckle hug this year was pretty dope.
It was. So it was really cool. They performed well.
Marcus Cleveland took that, right?
Yeah, smooth guy. I mean,
that guy's crazy.
Represented. Olympics, multi-medal. Cool.
Yep.
But yeah.
All right.
Pass it off to Shy.
Word. Well, my name is Carlton, aka ShyTheFlyGuy. Favorite color is pink, pastel pink. I don't know if this is showing up as pink.
Yeah, it's like No, I see it though when you
it's
put
definitely
in the light.
Because this is white and this is pink, so you can kind of see the difference. But and what I've been into lately is editing. To be honest, I've been addicted to editing and wanting to learn more about editing. And yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Yeah, man. I'm pretty excited. Nintendo just released their Nintendo Direct. A lot of games just came out. And before we get things started, what did you guys think overall about this Direct?
Okay, I was thinking about. I knew we were gonna get this. I knew we were gonna be like, "What do you guys think overall?" I just want us to all say one word about what you thought about it.
Okay.
All right, Kevin, what is your one word?
I'm gonna say, man, I'm trying to find the word for it. I would say what's the word for it's a two-piece word. Holding out.
Okay.
I'm gonna say holding out.
Xavier?
I think they got some surprises.
Nostalgic. We haven't had a good Direct like this in a while. So it feels good to oh yeah, they're back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my one word is mid.
Bro.
It was mid. Fucking average ass Direct.
Yeah, so
I'm surprised.
Yep. So during the Direct, I saw some great key points. They started that off with Pikmin 4. I still to this day have not played a Pikmin game. I don't know why. I think about picking it up. It looks fun.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if spending a full 60 for it was gonna be it for me. Do you guys have any experience with Pikmin?
No, but literally on my notes, I started with opening with Pikmin 4 is weak, but the game looks fun. I can't deny that Pikmin 4
It looks good.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well,
I went through the lore YouTube rabbit hole of Pikmin, and this one will be my first if when I pick it up. But it looks pretty solid, so can't say nothing more about it.
yeah, like
Mhm.
I've only heard good things about Pikmin, to be honest. Like I've never heard
Yeah.
anyone talk bad about the game, which
Say like
means
it's
like
boring or mid or whatever.
right, like
Yeah.
it's got to be solid, but I've just simply never played one.
I mean,
Um,
they got to 4, right?
right,
So,
exactly.
mhm.
And it looks sick. Like that dog was cute.
Oh yeah, that was like the new addition, right? The pet
Yeah,
dog. Be bringing
yeah.
stuff around.
Like stop muting.
Oh, you want to just
The
be
next,
on like this?
Yes,
Or
it's a
heck yeah, dude.
podcast.
Um, yeah, feel free to interrupt when you feel like it's necessary.
Yeah,
The next thing that popped out was Xenoblade Chronicles in the expansion, right? And they
yeah.
had that new DLC character, Masha.
Hmm.
So I personally own Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I think
Ooh.
it's the second one. I haven't played both, and
Hmm.
I've been meaning to get into it. It looks really fun. See Shulk out there on Smash.
Yeah.
What's you guys' thoughts on that?
Actually, you want to talk first?
Yeah, go ahead, X.
Sure, man. I played the one on the Wii U, the Xenoblade Chronicles. Thought it was
Yeah.
super exciting initially until I found out the gameplay was just not for me personally.
Hmm.
Where it's more like RPG based, but not like Final Fantasy VII RPG action
Right.
type,
Okay,
where it
that's what
still
I
has
thought it was
that.
gonna be.
Yeah. It's like a
Yeah,
weird mixture of like old school RPGs and now the newer style.
So they did like their own take on it.
Hmm.
yeah,
But
Okay.
like, I'm not a Xenoblade fan, but that's another one of those games where it's kind of like Fire Emblem for me, where it's like I want to be a fan because I feel like I would enjoy
Right?
it. Cause like I didn't even play the games, but I know that this DLC is hype because that was Shulk and Rex from the original games, but they were
Mm,
both like adults. So that was both of them in that expansion. So I'm like, that's sick. I've never played the games, but I know that's cool. So
mhm.
I was like, I yeah, I want to play the games. So I think that's a W, even though it's like I never played them.
Yeah, and it's releasing
right.
on February 15th. I wonder
Mm-hmm.
if you have the game, like do you just get it for having Nintendo Online with the expansion pack, or is that like a separate DLC we're gonna have to purchase? I think
Nintendo
it
gonna want more money, bro. You know
right.
they gonna want more money.
And then
Yeah.
right after that, Sega comes out with their take on some Dance Dance Revolution.
Yes, sir,
Samba
bro.
de
Yes,
Amigo Party
sir.
Central.
Bro, I will cook all of you in that shit, bro. Get
Bro.
that game, bro. You don't want smoke, bro.
It looks really fun. Not gonna
It looks
lie.
Bro,
fun, man.
I hate that Samba de Amigo was like what I got hyped for the most. Out of the, I was like, yo, I love that game, bro. But I also just love rhythm games, so like that's a bias for me. But when I saw that, I was hyped.
Yeah, the little things, right? The W's in
Yeah.
between. Then they followed up with Xseed Games Fashion Dreamer. You know, it's for me that take was kind of like I feel like Nintendo's approach is more like grabbing all the audience, you know? I think they're more into the direction of children. Even though we all grew up with Nintendo, I feel like, the main focus is retaining the children that have a nostalgic feeling when they grow up into these games, right? Pokemon's going
Right.
to be the main one. Then you got Mario, of course, and then Animal Crossing. You can play that on all levels, including a lot of the
Mhm.
girls that do play. I think this will be another add-on to that kind of thing. Seems like Sims, but like more like the fashion side of
It,
it. Side of
it,
it.
it was literally just like they literally only showed like this girl walking around and just like collecting clothes. Like I
Hmm.
genuinely feel like Nintendo got a fat check to show that game at the fucking.
They said, "Yo, please,
yeah, please, bro, please." Like,
come on, man, let me get
because
on
I'm
it."
like, there's no way Nintendo was like, yeah, let's show this game at the direct, bro. Like, that's really gonna get them. I'm
Yep.
like, they had to get a check for that, bro. There's no way.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Gotta,
Like I definitely feel like the vibe where one, you've mentioned it, that these people are kind of just being inclusive and trying to build that generational nostalgia as Nintendo is, but also marketing towards, another audience that us don't really, vibe with currently. I mean, like,
mhm.
yeah, all that sort of posing and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
I think
The
it's
TikTok stuff, right?
yeah,
yeah,
And
you could
so,
definitely see some of like K-pop elements as well, and like
mhm,
that the different like poses that the characters would do and stuff. So
right. It's
some of
kind
the
of like
outfits
the
were kind of fire though.
yeah.
yeah,
You're right. You're right. It almost looks like Pokemon avatars, like that you'd walk around with,
Mhm.
But Nintendo ecosystem gonna have the Switch Lite. All
Yeah.
right, ain't for me. Maybe it's the kids, and then they'll
Mhm.
cycle through. And then they
and to be
they
fair
opened up.
though,
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, like in all the RPG games, whether it be Monster Hunter or like those type of elements, there, half of the game is you spending the time making your character and fashion hunting or otherwise, right?
That's true.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely love fashion, but like, it's gotta be like in a cool way though.
Hmm.
Like that game is literally just walking around like all pretty and stuff. I was like, where's the game at? Like,
Yeah, and like with those type of games, like I wonder if people like benefit off of that. Like they make their own avatar, kind of like how you would with like the Wii and stuff. You're mean
mm,
and like make it look good, and you're like, oh dang, I could rock that, and you just try to get the same outfit in real life. Maybe it might
true.
be one of those, or who knows? Maybe you could upload clothes, kind of like Animal Crossing, how you could like put codes in there and you get that stuff to fall in
Oh
your
yeah, that'd be
world.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so could be a good game, Never know. Then they opened up with Dead Cells Return to Castlevania. That one got me twisted because I know Dead Cells does not associate themselves with Castlevania,
Mhm.
but the movement and the gameplay on that look
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
fire.
I I was hyped for this because have you guys played Dead Cells?
No, I
Yeah.
have not.
Okay. Dead Cells is like it's a very good what are they called?
Sides,
Metroidvania. They're called Metroidvanias.
yeah.
Um and like everything about that, I mean, I suck at it. Like that's why I haven't played it that much because it's hard as hell. And those games are supposed to be difficult. That's kind of the whole point. But I just
Hmm.
thought this was like a beautiful love story to Castlevania because like Metroid and Castlevania were the ones that kind of founded this shit. And
Hmm.
that's why games like that are even popping anyway. So I was like, damn, this is hella good. And then like 51 tracks. I was like,
Oh damn!
they
I
got
didn't hear
they
that.
got more tracks in this game than they do in Smash for Castlevania.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was like, this is a huge like love letter to Castlevania. So I was like, that's sick.
You guys play Castlevania?
Yeah.
I think I played one game on GBA, but yeah,
I've
I
played
haven't beat
them.
or anything. But yeah, they are pretty fun, and I get where you
Yeah.
get with that Metroid aspect of things.
Mhm.
It's like puzzle, side scrolling, but at the same time, like jump, puzzles, all that good
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Then they got
Yeah.
that.
Do you have
Then they
something to say,
opened.
X?
Yeah, go ahead, X. My bad.
Oh, word. You're cool. You're cool. So I mean, like playing Skull Knight and the other variants that are like almost action platformers,
Hollow
but also
Knight.
Metroidvania.
Mhm.
Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what it's called.
Hmm.
Um,
Shovel Knight.
amazing.
Yes.
And it's just super cool that they're paying tribute and still saying like, hey, we know our roots.
Right.
Hmm. Then they opened up with Tron. I
Yeah.
don't know if that was like a what was
My notes are fucking hilarious for this. I literally
Okay.
I
Yeah,
Go
put
ahead,
tell
go
us
ahead.
about it.
I
I ain't got
put
nothing.
Tron sleep emoji. What even is that game?
Right? What
Because
is
like
this? Tron
there was
Identity.
that was another one where it feels like they gave Nintendo a check. They were like, "Yo, show our game at your direct." Because like, what is that game? What did they actually show? After
It
watching
literally
that Tron
parked the.
trailer,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, "What is this?" I have no idea what this game is.
It's
Oh,
futuristic Snake. I
You
mean,
right?
is
that's
that
the
what it is
best
for
way I could
real?
really. I mean, that's how it was originally, but I'm curious to see because Tron is now
Oh,
acquired
you
by
mean the actual
Disney.
game Tron?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
actual
Tron
game
is
Tron.
Disney, right?
It's Disney, so Disney paid out a fat check,
Yeah.
To get
essentially.
up on there, huh?
Like the actual game
Yeah, yeah.
Tron, I know it was like the fucking pew pew pew, and you have to try to cut people off. That's
Line
dope,
Rider. Yeah. It's
but
almost like Snake.
that's not what that game was though. It looked like a novel or something. So I was like, what
Ooh,
is this?
Hmm.
so it's like more cinematic
Yeah,
to their
that's what
Yeah.
I'm
world, I
saying.
guess.
After watching the trailer, I have no idea what that game is.
Cool. Well,
So
that's
I'm
exciting.
copping that.
Right.
And then Capcom releases Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Not
I
really too much on that one.
I didn't even put any notes down for that.
Yeah, it was like a quick like slide, and it was just like, all right, off to the next. Then it went to
Yeah, they be speed running these directs sometimes.
Deca Police.
Yeah, it looks
Echo,
cool.
please.
Yeah, Deca Police looked
Yeah.
cool, but for like the amount of time, if somebody's gonna invest into something like that, I think it like caters more towards like like kids
Mhm.
getting into kind of like a FPS type shooter. Because you got Splatoon, right? That's more of like a friendly take on FPS.
Mhm.
And I think they're trying to like add something in there, but like more of like a storyline based game instead of just a run and gun.
Right.
Could be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and they definitely add like Deca Police, so I'm sure that there are like detective elements to it as well, to kind of give a break from the usual gameplay.
Mhm.
Hmm. Could be fire. Could be fire. And then they hit us with a banger after those 3 random games. Bayonetta Origins.
Yeah, that
Hmm.
that Bayonetta
Yeah.
Origins looks sick. I think I might cop that and play that before I actually play the Bayonetta trilogy because I've never even played any of the Bayonettas.
Oh,
Which is
bang! That's crazy. I thought you and
yeah,
you know,
yeah. I
I,
I always wanted to though because I know they're
mm,
great, but I just never touched them.
about UX.
I mean, like, I remember a good buddy of ours who was really into that series. It really
Mhm.
felt like a Shadow of Colossus type version, playing part, at least number one of the
Mhm.
trilogy, where it's just big monsters, mega combos. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like all the best
Hmm.
parts of one of my favorite games, Monster Hunter, where you're just going at it with these big
Mhm.
monsters. But with the lore and the different play style of
Right.
Bayonetta and just the art is so beautiful. I'm
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm
that's what I was
willing to
gonna
try
get on
this
to.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of amazed me that like Nintendo would have somebody like Bayonetta be on their platform heavy like that.
True.
It's almost like on edge of being like a
Oh,
mature.
one
Yeah,
hundred
right.
percent.
So I was surprised to see like they went back in the roots of everything, and they're actually gonna tell a story of maybe how the witches came
Mhm.
about and all that. But I bought the third one. I played a little bit of the second one, and yeah, like just like you, I think I got to start from one and make my way up because
Yeah.
it is really good. It's like one of those almost like a button masher at that point because you could
Oh,
just
100%.
combo out everything.
It's like the Devil May Cries, the old school God of Wars, where it's like a hack and slash. You're just going in doing crazy combos, but it
Mindless
also had
gaming,
like
but look good.
yeah, it was flashy. It had the dodge thing where you slow down time and just go stupid.
Yeah.
Like it looks
Yep.
fun, but the Origins just looks beautiful.
Hmm.
So
It's
I'm excited to
pretty.
play that.
And
Yeah,
like the way that they've done the demons in the world, it really makes it feel like a good reference would be Avatar: The Last Airbender, when Aang would go visit the spirit world, in a sense, and how
Mm,
those spirits were designed. So
Oh wow.
okay. Okay. March 17th for that one. So these are like in timeline from how they're gonna release is how I kind of like, okay, they're just going up the field.
Mhm.
At least a demo will come out early in chronological order, and then the release date's like somewhere in the world, you know.
Mhm.
Then they came out with Splatoon 3 Wave 3. Did you guys buy Splatoon 3?
No.
I copped it, but man, the servers were terrible.
Yeah, I believe
Oh
it,
my
bro.
god, just mid game.
Yeah.
But
Here's
it was
okay.
fun. Go ahead, your take.
Um, my thing about this trailer for Splatoon 3, like the DLC stuff, was like the first part of it was just like we brought back the original map, like the original area, the
Yeah, the
Intropolis or whatever,
Octo, yeah.
which is cool. Nah, it's just fun. This is how
okay,
podcasts go. Um,
word.
but after that, they showed like the actual expansion that was
Mhm.
gonna be from Splatoon 3. And just by watching that, do you know what the fuck is going on?
He was just sitting there like this
Right.
the whole
Yeah,
time.
That's it. He was just
Snow flying by.
yeah, and there was just like shit going on around him, and then that was it. So like as someone, if I was a fan of Splatoon 3 and I'm watching that, how am I supposed to be excited for that?
Yeah,
I'm just like, I don't even know what's
agreed.
going on. So it's
Agreed,
like,
man. And I think that's one of their highest grossing games as far as like a competitive level. You know, they
yeah,
kind of tainted Smash. I don't know what else they're competitive in that kind of field of things, but I know Splatoon is one of those like tournament-based games that even Japan
yeah.
heavy is heavy on. And those battles get pretty fucking intense.
Mhm.
But
yeah.
yeah, Incopal, Inco, what is this?
Inkopolis?
Incopolis. Yep, spring 2023, and then Side Order, which is like what the expansion in their
Yeah, Side
campaign.
Order was the expansion,
Hmm,
but
Yeah.
we don't know what
what
Side
it is,
Order is. So
right?
it's just like,
And it kind of sucks just because like a mutual friend of mine did competitive for NA, got second place in the nation,
nice.
and
First
she
Splatoon.
for Splatoon, yeah, like was a
That's what's
very
up.
avid player. And she got tired of it just because of like the servers being like pretty
Not
crappy
what they
for the
should be.
input lag. Yeah, and I feel like as much as it is for like expansions, it would be nice for them to work in the back end of things such that it
Mhm.
has a more seamless experience for the players.
Right, and that's where I carry on with my decision, like how Nintendo's direction thing on things is like we're not gonna please everybody, but for the ones that will just play the games, we're gonna cater to the kids. Because
Right.
you know, on a competitive level, you're rarely gonna see a kid
Mhm.
get to that level, but on the higher side of things, that's where parents or like teenagers will start to get more in that competitive level, and then when it goes beyond that, it's just like
Yeah.
maybe we'll
That's
we'll, we'll
true.
see what we do, right?
That sucks too because I remember playing Splatoon 2 a lot online, and like the game is fun. Like if
It
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 was
is.
actually like competitive and like they cared about the online and there was like a lobby system where you can actually hit up your friends and get in
Hmm.
a lobby and talk to people and not have to use that lame ass Nintendo app, whatever that is, to
Yeah,
talk to your friends. Like what at that point I would just call you, which is what we
right.
would do anyway. But if it like was a solid online and the shit worked, I feel like I would actually enjoy playing that pretty often because the game is fun, but it just doesn't work how you want it to.
I
Yeah.
think in this point, with the way gaming is going, Nintendo just needs to give it up and just
Yeah,
add the Discord add-on, bro, just like
just
everybody
do it.
else.
Yeah, like
I
yeah,
mean, it would help
PlayStation
out.
just like announced that they're partnering with Discord to have the shit in there.
Hmm.
Really? Oh
Yeah,
man. I mean, just because it's so specialized in Discord, like practically is so good through comms and communication. Having your own server and integrating that community would be amazing, and it would get rid of like their input lag for at least the communication part.
Yeah.
It has so much potential too, and it's like you think about it, like you look at Valorant, you look at League, you look at CS:GO and Call of Duty. You know names that are good, and you know Apex too, like
Yeah.
ASU, Tens, like Nade Shot,
Yeah.
you know,
Scum.
Scump.
Yeah.
But with Splatoon, you don't hear these names, you know, and I think it offends a lot of the hardcore players that do play, you know what I mean? Like I would have never knew your friend took second, you know.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hard work and hours into that, and I don't know if they get paid out. I don't know what goes in between the lines, but it's a hard world out
Bro.
there, and if you can't even get your name out there,
All
why are
that
you
hard work
playing?
for me to be like, who?
Yup.
Yeah.
Who is you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Splatoon.
that's why like some of these players who were originally like from the Smash community like go elsewhere to monetize, right? Like look at Ludwig, for example, right? Originally was from Smash, now content creator.
That's true. That's
That
just
is true.
because Nintendo
Facts.
doesn't support Smash players, which is fucked up.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's a big conversation, but I get why.
Yeah.
Because you know Nintendo's a little toxic
Yeah.
with them, but the scene has also been a little toxic too. And with the whole Me Too that happened on
God.
everybody in the competitive scene, they were like,
Yeah.
"Well,
Yeah.
that's why."
But what I remember too, when like after that Me Too shit was happening and people were tweeting, they were like, "See, this is why Nintendo didn't fuck with us." It's like, bro, they didn't know. It's like
Yeah,
they
didn't know.
already
They didn't.
didn't fuck with this, but now that all
Yeah.
this shit is happening, you're just giving them a reason for them neglecting y'all this whole time.
Yeah.
Like they were already not rocking with y'all, bro.
I wonder if like Sakura just like sits there and like, cause he showed up to like the grand invitational for Smash Ultimate when it first opened
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
and he was
Wow,
like shaking the
Sakurai?
winners' hands
Amazing.
and yeah. And I was just like, I wonder if he was just like, man, y'all made my game a monster. I just want people to have fun. Y'all
Yeah.
out here taking cheeks and stuff. Anyways, good job.
That was afterwards, but I mean, fuck.
Right?
No, I remember that. That was a fucking mess. I was in shambles.
And then right after that, that Disney Illusion Island. I ain't gonna lie, it
Ooh.
looked pretty
It
good. Looked
looks
Cuphead.
fire. It looks fire. I
It
was
looks
like,
nice.
as soon as it started, I was like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like the weird ass art
They be
style, like
moving around.
Goofy looked fucking goofy.
Yeah.
But when the gameplay started, I was like, hold on, bro. Now I'm listening, bro. I was like, this looks kind of fun.
And
Just
it's
thinking
so
about that,
cool
Xavier.
how they integrated the animation. I really do feel like Cuphead really brought that back to be integrated into video games. And just through the gameplay and stuff like that, as a 2D platformer, it looks amazing, and I'm super excited to sink my teeth into this.
Was that it wasn't 2-player, was it? I don't remember.
It's gotta
If
be
it is, that'd
because
be awesome.
There's 4 characters, right?
there was 4 characters. Yeah. Ooh, man, that would be a nice side scroller, and
Yeah.
it makes sense because Revenge of the Shredder came out recently, right? And that was I think it's 5 players, almost 6.
Yeah, that you can have a
Yeah.
lot of players on there.
You can
Yeah.
have a lot of players on that one, and
Yeah.
then they had a couple of ones before that. But yeah, Cuphead when that released, I was really surprised at how addicted I was to that when I got my hands on that. Hard
I still need
game,
to play
but
the DLC of that.
beautiful. Oh yeah, they did have that DLC adding the girl.
Yeah.
And then Fire Emblem Engage expansion Wave 2 released later today. You know, I bought Fire Emblem, I think the 4 Kingdoms or whatever it was. Yeah, and I don't know, man. I'm trying my best that's one of those things that you talked about, right? Like I know people like it. I want to get into it. I just don't know if like I should open that book right now. So many games coming out. Do I invest in it? and with this new one coming out, I'm just like, we'll see,
Yeah.
we'll see.
I
About
think
you
that's really
guys?
good because a good friend of mine really is a devout like player since like Awakening, and you'll hear every Fire Emblem player say Awakening was the best, right?
Mhm.
What I'm hearing from her currently is like it's not the move. Three Houses is still better than this one. I don't
That's
think
what I
I'm gonna
heard
play
too.
this.
Yeah. I heard that
So
Three Houses was actually like a
There you go, Three
phenomenal
Houses. Yeah.
yeah, Three Houses is pretty solid.
game. Yeah, it was like I said at the beginning, like Fire Emblem, I feel the same way about that game as I do with Xenoblade. I wish I loved this game, but I probably would if I tried them. But I've never even played a strategy game before. Like that gameplay is new to me. I was actually thinking like you know that Mario Rabbids
Mario
game?
Rabbids. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just about to say, did you play?
I was like, yo, I should play that game like because it's Mario, bro. Like and like get
Mhm.
familiar with the playstyle and then go into some real shit like Fire Emblem. Um, but this game, I've heard mixed things about it, but I'm pretty sure it's still good.
Mhm.
Um, and then I also put in my notes that the Booba Girl returns.
Yeah,
Boo boo girl.
yeah, mommy.
The Booba Girls, the purple, the girl with the purple hair, and she got the big boobs, bro. I was like, I don't
Oh.
know who she is, but I know motherfuckers were excited when she was announced again.
Engaged.
Yeah,
That's
she's gonna
funny.
save the series, man. She's gonna save this game.
Give it to him. Give it to
Camilla,
him.
that's her name.
Camilla.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Camilla's
she's
back.
the
No idea
yandere.
who she is, but like
Yep.
some of the Fire Emblem characters, like the design of the characters is sick as fuck, which is also why I want to play. But us being smashers, like you and I, Kevin, like being hard into Smash, you know how we feel about Fire Emblem characters. Like,
Yup.
yeah, and that's literally what it is, bro. It's like the fact that we play Smash like that, we're like, man, fuck Fire Emblem, bro. I'm tired of these characters being in the game. But that, like, I'm trying to put that aside and just like actually try.
Play it right.
Yeah.
Maybe if we get to know the characters more, we have a
Mhm.
little more appreciation for them.
Right. Because every time a Fire Emblem character was announced, people who love the games were excited. But then the people who would just play Smash were like, dude, I was like, I'm tired of these characters.
For real, man.
So,
Shows how much money Nintendo puts into Fire Emblem too,
yeah.
though.
hmm
And it's really cool. It's essentially like a multiversal thing in Fire Emblem for to show all these different characters from people's favorite games, right? Chrome,
hmm
example, you know, that was
Mhm.
from like Awakening,
Oh,
as
he's from
well
Awakening. I
as
might
like
need to play Awakening
yeah,
more.
They put him in that disco
yeah.
game.
Yeah, bro. He has a
He's all
dope skin in that
dancing.
game, though.
Yeah.
He has a fire skin in that game, though. He looks sick.
Yeah. And
uh,
then Camilla from Fates. So it's I think it's cool just to see all the characters interact. But I mean, like the
mhm.
fact that people who have been veterans who've been playing the games are pretty iffy on this one. So I'm curious.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then they followed up with Harmony, the Fall of Reverie. What do we think about that? I'm blank on that one.
I didn't even put any notes on that. What was that game again? I might have to look that one up.
Yeah, we might have to look that one up. You get a good look on that one, Xavier. Harmony.
Um, is that the 2D platformer? Again, no notes on that for me.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine it's one of those like, oh, it looks cool. Maybe I'll try it.
Yeah.
Harmony.
I mean, it was like a quick like glance at it. I think they're more about announcing it than talking about it. Maybe it's like one of those like, hey, this game's coming out.
Oh, this is one of those. I can already tell that this is gonna be one of those like sleeper gems
Oh
type
yeah.
of game.
Yeah.
This game is rated M.
What? Is it
Yeah,
really?
yeah. Like I'm pretty sure the story to this might be like dark as fuck.
Oh, it's a Life is Strange
Yeah,
um
low key Life is Strange type beat.
developer. This is
Huh.
gonna be nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
I'm so
gonna
excited
be
for this.
one of those sleeper gems.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
a novel.
looks cool.
Square Enix, Octopath Traveler 2.
That's a W.
Yeah,
Like,
Octopath series really brought back the like 2D, 3D elements of the art as well, and the gameplay
yeah.
is just really good. Sure, the first one you can actually exploit doing some things here and there just to increase your level, but I'm curious to see where the story goes, which is one of the big main points of Octopath.
Mm,
I never played it, but the game looks beautiful, and like that's the main thing that caught my attention. I was like, this game is pretty as hell. But I also just I love how companies are still like keeping the traditional RPGs for people who do love those. But me personally, I'm kind of burnt out of those. Like those games are way too slow for me now. So I'm like, I know people are excited for this, but me personally, I'm like, I would probably watch someone play it, but I don't know if I'm gonna play it.
mm.
I see.
Yeah, it's
And
like that one and Bravely Default, you know?
Mhm.
That one looked good
yes,
too.
exactly.
And yeah, one of those games that
And
definitely go ahead, Xavier, sorry.
sorry, you're good. You're good. Thanks for letting me interject. Yeah, no, Octopath Traveler 2 I think is really nice just because the replayability and the different characters and different storylines that you can get through to learn about each character as well. So I'm curious to see like what classes and how they improve like the mechanics to improve your characters over time. And yeah, I just really am excited of like the different elements that they'll bring.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know there's definitely like with RPGs like that, there is a massive amount of replayability, just like Final Fantasy. You pick all black mages, like, can you do it? Like
Yeah, yeah,
bottom
yeah.
tier characters, can you do it?
Mhm.
And so forth. So that is a good aspect to look at that game. Um Bandai Namco, Katamari. This game already released, but like I wonder if it's like another DLC added onto it.
It's another Switch port. It's
Yeah.
another one of those. We don't have the game, but we have it now type of thing. And it's like,
Hmm.
I mean, cool. And Katamari's dope. Like Katamari's hella good.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
but it's just like we already know the game. We already love the game. It's just
Hmm.
now on the Switch. So I'm like, I mean, it's a W, but
Yeah, there's been a lot of
Yay.
just port-ins from Nintendo within
yeah.
the last 3 years. It's just been like, we ain't got it, but say hello.
I don't
What's up? It's back. What do you think about that? Hey, just give us a little bit more time, all right? We got y'all.
So
Super
now you
Mario
can
Strikers
play
is
it
coming out here.
portable. You can play it while you're pooping now.
Hey, that's what it's about.
It's portable.
It's portable. Sabotage Studios, Sea of Stars. I didn't get too much out of that one. I think it's an
Cool.
RPG.
See,
These were like the quick ones.
and this is why in the beginning I said that this director was mid
Hmm.
because there's a lot of games like I watched it twice. Well, no, I watched it once and then skimmed through it when you were like, let's do this podcast thing.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and
I
so
was
I
like,
did
all
that the
right,
second time.
let me see like what games like if there's something that actually I feel like talking about, I'm gonna put a note down. And a lot of these games I was just like, all right, and just ignored it and just didn't care.
Yeah. So if that's the case, these games I took quick snapshots of. We could talk about if you want to talk about if you're interested. That's kind of what I got from they made it really quick, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And we don't have to
Yeah.
talk about it if we don't need to, okay? So then Sega, Etrion, Odyssey Origins Collection, they got that 1, 2, and 3 HD edition. Don't know what it's about.
4K.
4K. Um, Advance Wars Boot Camp, 1 and 2.
That's a
That's
W.
yeah. That's that.
Nostalgic, yeah.
If you're talking about Mario Rabbids,
Yeah,
that's like that's what
that's
started
the
it.
yeah,
Advance
yeah.
War,
That's the
yeah.
OG.
Yeah, it's the OG.
Yeah. playing that on the SP growing up. I mean, I'm pretty excited for this Advance Wars to be on the Switch. So
Right. That was
yeah.
like one of those games I really wanted to play through the GameCube GBA adapter and put it on the big screen. And now they're just having it on the Switch. What a time to be alive.
bro.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Is that a new game or is that free online game that they created and then just DLC added onto it?
I think that's a new game. I'm not sure. They low key make a lot of Kirby games.
Low-key, dude. Did you guys play that new one that came out last year?
Nah, like the
The
actual
Forgotten
good
Land,
one.
whatever.
Yeah. People loved that game, but like I never seen anyone playing it. So I'm just like,
True.
I don't know. I think I stopped playing Kirby games when because Kirby games and Yoshi games got the same effect where like they were hard, but now they're kid games.
Right.
So I'm just like they're
Yes.
very not for me anymore. Like, bro, Yoshi on the 64, like that game was hard as
That game
fuck.
was hard, bro.
Like, and now we got like Yoshi's Epic Yarn. It was like a little kids game, and then they did the yarn thing with Kirby too. I'm just like, these are just kids games now. They're not even fun anymore.
Right.
So
Yeah. Like for me, like I really loved Kirby Superstar and like the different worlds that you would get into. And they did bring back some of the elements of that and the challenge within Forgotten Land. But I mean, this Return to Dreamland has been quite the theme in the past before. I hope this one has a little bit more challenge for those who want it, but still, easy to pick up, hard to master sort of deal to satisfy both parties.
like, where's the difficulty slider in Nintendo games? Like, why don't they do that? I don't understand it.
Yeah.
If we're talking sliders, that's a hard one to kind of. Because for Kirby, honestly, and maybe because we were kids, right? Kirby 64 goated. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That game hit, but I don't know if like a kid today playing that then it makes a difference. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just like one of those things where you grow up with games, that's what you like, and then you look at today's games, you're like,
Yeah.
But I could say the same about our parents if they played the games that we like today, right? If they hit or if they're like mid, who knows? But side scrolling, hard game, I don't know. Might have to be Dead Cells, man. I don't know. And that's not really like a side scroll.
Yeah, those are for us.
Yeah.
Dead Cells is for us.
And then they hit us with the nostalgia.
Oh yeah,
Game Boy. Man,
Game
when I saw that
Boy.
Pokemon trading card game, I was like, oh my god.
You know what was funny about like the Game Boy thing was lit, but what I thought was hilarious was like they're like, but wait, we got more, and I was like GameCube, and then they were like Game Boy Advance. I was like, oh my fucking god! I was like, that's still dope, but damn, bro, I'm just like, give us a GameCube. Like that'd be so clean. Like I'm pretty sure
they got you.
they're never gonna do that shit. Like because GameCube
that's like
games,
their prime.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that. But they keep making like the old titles on the Switch. I think they can't even do anymore, right? After Game Boy, that's it, right?
Oh, is that it, huh?
Yeah, because they did NES, SNES, they did 64, and now they're doing Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. So it's like,
you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
So unless they actually do put GameCube,
the DS, 3DS.
Oh, they could do that, and they might do that, bro. They might do that before they do GameCube.
What's a bigger L, DSi or Wii U? what's the bigger L?
Ooh. Wii U, man.
Yeah, DS games are goated.
Wii U
bro.
for the value, yeah.
DS games are goated.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, that's dope though. I love when Nintendo does this shit with the emulators. it's just so cool to be able to play them, especially games that like, because these are old games, so they're hella hard, they're hella difficult. But you can cheat in these. Like they have the save spot, or if you die, you can literally rewind the game to where you died and then try to perfect that. So it's cool to just be able to beat these games that you probably couldn't beat, especially because we were younger too.
Right.
So like going back and playing these games. So I'm like, that's still a W,
Retaining
even
the
though
customers.
yeah.
So my question on this for you guys is, can we say old school games coming back are worth it over emulation or replaying them on the regular console? And then the example to that is when they released 007, there was online multiplayer versus back then that made that better.
I feel like there's no reason to play the original ones if you have it on the Switch, to be honest. Especially if you bought they made classic controllers that you can connect to the Switch, which is dope as well. So
Are they
like
still sold out?
they're probably gone, yeah. I'm pretty sure they're
So you
still
can't even
gone.
buy.
Yeah. But just being able, like, the games run smoother, honestly, and they look prettier on your pretty TV. And you still have that same exact feeling. Like I was playing Donkey Kong Country 2. I was like, damn, this is cool as hell. It's like on this emulator. But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
By UX.
I think like they struck a good medium in between a subscription plan, because you need a subscription, right, in order to like gain a lot of access to these games. And if you don't have these, or the games that you want are exorbitant in price, just because, well, I mean, they're nostalgic now and not made, let alone the batteries inside the cartridges are now dying, and those are also now becoming rare to find as replacements. So if you want to save your memory and those saves on the original cartridges, you also have to find those batteries too.
Damn.
That said,
That's in
I
the
think
64 cartridges, or the
yeah,
console itself?
or like it's in the cartridges itself, whether it be GBA or like, let's say, like SNES. They all have those internal batteries that are now dying.
Damn.
Yeah. That said, I think the subscription plan is a really good move going forward, especially if they listen to the community and add the games that people want.
Okay.
They have the subscription, and then it's also like there's like a plus, like a subscription expansion thing where you have to pay extra money.
Yeah.
Because that's how you get. So if you just have the regular expansion, you get NES, and no, you get NES and SNES. But if you want 64, you need to have that plus expansion. And then that's the same thing with this Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. You need the plus expansion for the Game Boy Advance games. So I'm like,
very interesting, right?
Yeah, get your little extra money, Nintendo, I guess, bro.
PlayStation Plus, and then they got their, I don't know what the plus is, right?
Yeah, they have a premium, I think.
Xbox Ultimate. Now they're going down and making that a bottom tier one for everybody who doesn't want to have to pay so much money. Now Nintendo's doing the same thing, so it's starting to be a normal thing for subscription based products now.
Yeah,
makes sense though. If you want nostalgia stuff, here's a subscription. You could look back at the backlog and replay the value. Then the two closers. Metroid Prime Remaster.
Okay. So how I feel about this, it's good. It's cool that it's being remade, but I still feel like Nintendo is like, here's how I feel. Metroid Prime 4 is a meal. That's the whole meal. Metroid Dread was an appetizer, and this right here is a snack. This is a bag of chips. It's like they are just slowly like feeding Metroid fans like little shit. They're like, we're not done yet, but just eat this real quick. Like just take this. Like, so that's how I feel about it. I'm like, it's cool, but you know, Metroid fans really want Prime 4.
Yeah. They do.
Anything on that, Xavier?
No, I actually haven't really played much of that, but I just know like the last good game that Metroid fans really have said was like Dread's amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, give them more of what they want if you can, but I understand from like a dev perspective, like as Carlton Shy mentioned, that it's just like, here you go, we'll give you that.
Yeah. They want the meal, bro. They want the steak and potatoes, bro.
Yeah, that released today and the physical on the 22nd.
Yeah. Which is odd, but I mean that's how you make more money.
Yeah.
Master Detective Archives Rain Code.
That on my notes, I just said it looks dope.
It looked dope, right?
I was like, it's it looks like it's made by the same people who made what's that game where like they're all in a high school and there's like a killer or some shit?
High school killer.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking
it's
about?
It's like
yeah,
it's a battle royale almost.
Yeah.
To me, that's what it's called.
Fuck. I'll have to find it now.
All in the school. Let
me find it. Oh, I can find it.
It's like a Netflix show too. Rain Code. Oh man, this looks and it has like that Persona feel to it, just based off of the art, which I think is like, really cool.
Did have some pretty cool graphics.
Danganronpa, that game.
Oh yes.
That game? So Danganronpa, they have like multiple games of that, but it's the same people that made that game, and that's why I know that this game is going to be good, even though I never played Danganronpa. But the story for Danganronpa is crazy. Like, I need to play those and this game just because like it feels like a darker Persona, which is crazy because Persona is already dark, but these games get hella dark. Oh.
Who's this? Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 remastered. Didn't really play those.
Didn't play those either.
Sorry, I'm laughing at my notes.
Are you good? Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time. You play that?
Okay, so on the 3DS, I just like Monster Hunter, where I put in like 1,000 hours. I am so excited for this. It is amazing. I remember putting like 400 hours in the 3DS Fantasy Life, and just the fact that they have the online gameplay and like the RPG mechanics and like the farming aspect and leveling, it felt so good, and the story was really fun. And post game for the dungeons to get more armor and everything was well made. And this is people who've made like Dark Cloud. We're looking at like level 5, studios. They've made these games before.
Dark Cloud is a classic.
What's the game
So
called?
I mean, Fantasy Life.
The Girl Who Steals Time.
Super excited. Can't wait for this one to come out because I've been dying to play another Fantasy Life game.
Oh,
that's awesome, man.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay, my thing just like lagged on me.
Well, that's good to know. I'd never seen that game in my lifetime, but if that's coming out, that might be something we can all play.
Yeah.
Here comes Mario Kart again with another DLC. They just can't stop. Yoshi's Island and Birdo added in there. Awesome.
It needs a refresh.
Yeah,
it's just like Tekken and Street Fighter.
Was it only that Yoshi's Island level? Or was if this was the fourth part of the levels that were coming out, right? Yeah. So my notes for this was only Birdo question mark. I was like, damn, bro, like it's been a year plus. We only got Birdo out of all the Nintendo. Where's Diddy Kong at? How do we not have Diddy Kong
Yeah.
in this game?
I would have
Only
kind of
Birdo?
expected Nintendo to kind of like add more items or like, just add more kind of like things to make the race exciting, I don't know.
And
That's just
how
me.
about Nintendo
Yeah.
makes a new Mario Kart game, bro?
Double dash.
Dude, Double Dash 2 would go
Yes.
stupid, and we all know it.
Double dash on the double. I don't know. Something like that. And
After that was when they did like the showcase of like all the indie games and shit, right?
yeah, they were like bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam.
Yeah.
2
So out
seconds of
of
fame.
all of those, I just put in my notes. I was like, "What is Blanc? It looks cool." And it was like that. It was that game that was black and white, and it was like a fox or
Oh,
some
like
shit.
the drawings and stuff.
Yeah,
Yes, that
that
game
was the
did look
only
pretty
one
cool.
that caught my attention. I was like, I don't know what that game is, but I want to take note of that because it looks fun. But
Noteworthy. All right, the meat, the milk, the protein of this whole direct.
mm,
I think this was like everything that I got from the direct coming to the end of this. I was like, okay, Nintendo has to give us something that's gonna retain the value of what we just spent here watching.
mm,
I mean, it's not like we didn't know it was coming out, but now we actually have a release date.
yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Mm,
It's gonna be dope. I hope it actually gets released on May 12th. That's plenty amount of time.
mm,
It seems like the game's already finished. I think it's
yeah.
more of like, what else can we do to it, And with Breath of the Wild, there's so much shit you could do in there. Like, even when you beat the game, it's like you
Yeah.
could build your house, you can um just get all kinds of exotic armor and stuff. I don't know. Speed speed that shit. Seen people beat that game in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
hmm
David, how do you feel about the Tears of the Kingdom trailer? Did you see that?
Oh yeah, it looks amazing. I have still yet to play number 1.
Don't
I
worry,
am
I
I
didn't
am
even beat it
behind.
Mm.
Yeah, I know. Hot,
yet. Got
hot
that
take.
Ganondorf
I have
emote.
exactly. But it looks good, and I'm super excited for it. Everyone was very receptive of the other one, so I'm super excited to see how this one plays out.
So here's what I put in my notes for Tears of the Kingdom. I'm excited for Tears of the Kingdom, but not because of that trailer. I'm excited for the game just because I know it's a sequel to Breath of the Wild and I know the game is going to be good. But that trailer did not show me shit about the game. I was like watching the trailer and I'm like, what new did this show besides like the arrow that he has that was like, it was like a homing missile thing, and then he had like he was like driving a vehicle, but other than that it was just Breath of the Wild gameplay, but it had like a new skin on it. Like he literally did like the gravity lifting thing, but like the gimmick of Breath of the Wild was that a Switch launch title? I think it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The gimmick of that one was that he literally had like a Switch in his hand. That was the thing. So you were like doing all the magic shit with that. But now it's just his arm. So it's like they just wanted to get rid of that and they just put it in his arm. But he was still just doing all the shit that we've already seen. So how I feel is like they were waiting. They didn't want to show too much for this trailer because they probably just are going to have a whole Tears of the Kingdom direct, which makes sense. So that's why I was like, go ahead.
No, it goes good with what you're about to complete right there. Is like last year when they did the Zelda anniversary, they didn't
Yeah.
do shit. So I think this is kind of like okay, let's fill that in with like a whole ass section before
Yeah.
the release of the birthday of
Mhm.
Zelda.
Yeah. Because for me, I was just like, man, that trailer was weak. Like that trailer itself did not get me hyped for the game at all. But I'm just
Hmm.
hyped for Tears of the Kingdom because I know the game is gonna be good. So I was like,
Right.
Like I
So
could definitely see them almost starting the Switch with this and then ending the Switch with this. But I'm curious to see because I mean, it's been like what 5 years
yeah, the
plus
Switch is
five
on his
years,
last.
6 years. Yeah,
man, I could have swore they said like 6 or 7. Might have to fact check that. I'm scared to pull up any other tab besides this one.
I can pull it up, but my internet
Okay.
is lagging. By the way, am I still good?
Yeah. All good though. We got you. While you're looking that up though, it's a good thing you brought that up, Xavier, because what I've been thinking is like the direction that Nintendo's taken on this, right? Like everybody's been asking like a new Nintendo Switch, like let's get the next gen version of this, and like yeah, we got the OLED screen with a little bit more battery life. It's not an upscaling games, but it's a better experience mobile, right? But what about the people who just dock their Switch and just play it at home, right? Is it justifying 69.99 for this title? And like if you're gonna pay $70, what experience are you looking for? I mean, yeah, you probably want more game time. The quality's got to be on point. And if you like today in 2023, like we're playing this on like a 4K monitor or 1440p, I would think, right?
Right.
So what kind of like indications are you getting from Nintendo on this? And maybe that's why they're hush hush about it. Maybe they're
Hmm.
looking for like a way to kind of like sell us like, all right, May so and so. In between that, you look at the new Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Wait, did you say that Nintendo games are about to start being more expensive than they are right now?
So this will be the first title at 69.99 for Nintendo.
Whoa.
wow, that's
How you feel about that?
makes sense.
I don't like that at all.
Right?
Yeah, I mean it would be
Like
nice, but I
God of War
understand.
Ragnarok, 69.99. But I mean,
No issue
what?
paying for that.
Yeah, wonderful game, wonderful game.
But here's the thing. I low key feel like even Breath of the Wild when that first came out, that game was worth $70 to me. To be honest, I loved
Understand?
that game. So
Hmm.
I agree. Tears of the Kingdom at 70 is fine, but if they keep doing this for all the other Nintendo games, like nah, I don't think
You don't
it's worth
agree?
it. Nah,
Mm.
that's crazy.
What does Nintendo need to do to get to that tier, right? What needs to happen?
I mean, my issue with $70 games in general is that I feel like a lot of these newer games aren't worth $70. Like
Right?
God of War Ragnarok is 100% worth $70. Horizon Forbidden West is worth $70. When that new Spider-Man comes out, it's gonna, like there's a lot of the like huge hitting games are worth $70. But why are we paying like $70 for 2K? Like
Ooh,
like
that's a
2K
great
is
point.
literally that shit comes out annually. Call of Duty comes out annually. These games are not worth $70. And they're literally just $70 because they're on console. They're cheaper on PC. So
Yeah, you're right. Devs got to eat, man.
it's
Companies have to
true.
survive, I guess.
That's one
You
way to look
know,
at it.
yeah.
So
I
from
guess you can say it really.
1996 to 2005, a new game used to cost 49.99 on release, right?
Eesh.
Whoa.
2005, right? That's when they did the 59.99 jump up.
Mm,
And now we're at 69.99. That
yeah,
shit's crazy,
that
man.
is crazy. And it's
That
literally
makes sense.
you know what? I blame Fortnite. It's Fortnite's fault. That's why games are $70 now. Fortnite, like after the game boom and everyone started gaming now, they're like, yo, we can make more money off this shit, bro. Throw in a little 10 extra bucks, bro.
Right.
But no, I agree with Tears of the Kingdom being 70. I don't feel like everything else should be.
Yeah. Not until we get some like new
Yeah.
equipment or something, man. Something's gotta happen.
I don't even think.
Yeah.
Do we think that Nintendo is even like
Thinking about
working?
it or
Yeah,
working on it.
yeah.
That's the confusing part, right? And if they do, right, what are we gonna get? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Because they're fucked. Nintendo is fucked in like the portable space. They have to keep doing this now.
They have to. That's their niche now. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it sucks because the Steam Deck is out. Like
Right.
handheld gaming just like branched out to a point where like now they're starting to port Switch games onto them, and they're
Yeah.
playing better than the Switch. So now it's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, what is going on?
Hmm.
And to be fair, this is a new space that they have capitalized on initially. But I mean, look at their uh, what is it, Scarlet and Violet couldn't really run well, and the more they need in processing power for these games that are being developed is going to be interesting moving forward. Even the Steam Deck can't even run like some of the newer games at a good rate. So I mean, I really do feel like there's a race to portability consoles.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And then like, who are they catering to, right? If they make this new gen console, like I think they're thinking like, do kids even care about quality? We just want to bring games to them, right? Because
Right.
it's about affordability at the end of the day for their market,
Hmm.
where Xbox and PlayStation take care of us, right? But what if we want to play Nintendo stuff? So that's where, I guess you just can't win them all. But
I don't know.
what happens after this gen, and it's about to end here soon.
Yeah.
What will Nintendo do?
Nintendo's in this weird spot because it's low key like, who do you cater for? Because
Yeah.
people our age still love Nintendo, like, and
Hmm.
we always get Nintendo stuff. But there's a lot of kids who don't care about Nintendo. They're on their PCs. Like
Exactly,
a
right?
lot of kids are
Yeah.
playing PC games. So like they're like on PCs or they're playing Xbox and PlayStation. So
Hmm.
Nintendo is just always gonna be that console where it's like you have your main and then whatever Nintendo console was out. So that's why they feel like we don't have to make this super powerful console because you're gonna want to play our games. You're gonna buy our consoles. So it's like I don't know.
Yeah, at least optimize it so it runs smoothly. That's all I ask.
Right. If you're gonna pay $70, come
Yeah,
on,
$70 is
Nintendo. Come
crazy.
on, man. Very disappointing games for that year, man. Fucking Super Mario Strikers. I'm still sad about the 60 I spent on that game, man. Um, Scarlet and Violet. I'm sorry for whoever started on that buy. I heard it got better though,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it did.
not
And it's more comedic than anything else when it happens, you know.
right.
It's funny, but at the same time, that shit is unacceptable. Like that
Right,
game is
it isn't.
buggy as fuck.
And Game Freak is probably one of the biggest IPs out there, bro.
No.
That's like not
Yeah.
acceptable. Um, so I guess that's the whole direct. What are you guys looking forward to playing out of that whole direct? What are you copping? What are you
Blanc for sure,
prospecting?
just because it's made by Gearbox, which made Borderlands, Risk of Rain,
What game?
Half-Life 2, Blanc, that
Oh,
indie
the
game
game
that you
that I was
mentioned.
looking at.
Yeah,
Oh hell
yeah.
yeah.
That and Fantasy Life, and of course, you know, the main title for Zelda.
Hmm.
Hmm.
No, you can't buy that yet.
Yeah, I gotta play the other one.
um, for me, Blanc. Like for some reason, indie games always just catch my attention because they're passion projects. There's always so much love in those games.
Hmm.
Um, Blanc, that Bayonetta game, Tears of the Kingdom, of course, and Somebody Amigo, bro.
Okay. Okay.
I'm hyped for that, bro.
Yeah, it's basically the same list I was gonna come up with. I'll I'll probably throw in what was that game you were talking about, Xavier? Friendly or
Fantasy
Fantasy
Life.
Life.
Fantasy Life? There we go. Yeah, that
Oh,
would
okay,
probably be
okay.
like the highest pick out of there. Only because like I haven't played that type of game yet. Interested. Monster Hunter is great. I just didn't like the fact that it wasn't cross-platform. That was a big deal breaker for me, and to lose progress just because they're and I had no problem with Monster Hunter, but release them all at the same time. It
Mhm.
doesn't make sense that you're releasing to one crowd of folks and then you make progress and then here it is on PC, we lose all of it. Like there should have been something to kind of migrate everything.
So they actually did release that recently. It wasn't like that before when it was on when it was on Switch to PC. It didn't have that, but there was three releases of this game. There was the Switch, there was a PC, and then they released it on Xbox and PlayStation. And then
For
once they
free.
did that, then they were like, all right, and also you can. It's been years, bro. They were like, all right, you can do some crossplay shit now. But at first, it wasn't like that.
Like it's
Yeah.
not even a competitive game. Like give us our data.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what was up with that, but yep. Um, I think we already talked about that. My question was, do we think the Switch is gonna last all of 2023? In my opinion, I don't think so, man. I really don't. They're gonna have to come out with something, especially for Tears of the Kingdom.
I th- I think they have a pretty solid path right now of like distraction games,
Hmm.
and then Tears of the Kingdom is going to last people a while. I'm pretty sure Prime 4 is going to come out this year. I feel like they're like throwing that Prime remake to distract people, but they
Hmm.
need like Nintendo always has like their primary titles. It's either like Zelda or Mario, but this
Right.
year I think it's going to be Zelda and Metroid. So
That would be nice.
Hmm. Follow-up question to that: what do you wish was in the direct that made it or isn't in the direct? Example for me was, um, I could have swore this was the time to release F-Zero GX, or if not a sequel.
I
Yeah.
think yeah, they haven't made an F-Zero game in a minute.
Great IP. What the hell?
Um, I don't know. I literally this direct when it was coming out, like when it was announced, I wasn't really excited for it because I was like, I don't really want anything from Nintendo right now besides Tears of the Kingdom, and I already knew that was gonna be there.
Hmm.
Um, but something that probably would have been interesting was like another Mario sports game, but they've been butchering those games, so it's just like I don't
Have they
even.
came out with everyone yet? Did
They
they
haven't made
do
a. They haven't.
baseball?
No, they haven't made a baseball. So
At
it's
least on
like,
this console, yeah.
yeah,
But everything else is kind of here, right?
yeah.
Golf, tennis,
Golf, tennis, soccer. Tennis was
soccer.
fire.
Tennis was
Tennis was
fire.
fire. Like
That's a
at the
salty
launch
game
of
for me
it.
at the household. Yeah.
um. Yeah, that was all
Yeah.
I got for it. Xavier.
Um. sh- Sure. A Pokemon Coliseum would be pretty sweet.
Ooh.
See,
If that
and
could be something as a remake or a Pokemon Stadium. Like I understand that they have that um Super Mario Party and they made it online and everything like that. But it'd be really cool if they were able to pick those two up again. I
Mhm.
really and have so much memories within at least the Pokemon Stadium series.
Was it Pokemon Stadium where like it was a fucking Magikarp flopping on the ground and shit?
Yeah,
that game was lit, man.
That shit was sick.
Hitting that ticker.
Yeah.
yeah,
My
exactly.
favorite minigame was
And
the fucking sushi one.
Oh
Yeah, the
yeah.
sushi one was it, and the Clefairy. I'm just memorizing. Oh, it was so.
Oh, yeah.
Very. That shit was sick.
We gotta
Yeah.
play that one day.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Oh man, but yeah, just like you said, Xavier and Carlton brought it up. All GameCube, great games. That's the holy grail of Nintendo. But we'll see if that will come at a later time.
Yeah.
They're definitely saving that.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, holding out,
Mhm.
holding out, just
I
enough
see
to
your
kind of
guys'
like,
point.
okay.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, man. Thank you all for stopping on by. You guys have any plans for this weekend?
Editing.
Editing.
Yeah, bro.
That's what's up.
I'll be shredding.
Hey, man. Dude, it's been
Yeah,
snowing like every other day here, man.
bro. For real. I mean, that's not for the podcast,
Hey, no, yeah, we can talk about it real quick, but yeah.
that's snow been pissing me off.
Yeah, I heard it's been
All right.
snowing. So
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and close this out.
cool.
Thank you everybody who tuned in, showed interest. Don't forget to follow, rate, subscribe. Let us
All
know
that
what we
good
could
shit,
do to
bro.
make this better. What's your interest? What are you guys copping? If you need to reach me, you can hit me on YouTube. I guess Instagram. I'll start that back up.
Yes,
X-Man, how can they reach you if they're trying to get a hold of you?
Shoot, I'm a foodie by heart. Why don't you follow me on Instagram at ChoFoods, CHO_FOODS.
Yummy.
For me, at ShyTheFlyGuy on literally all socials. I'm talking Twitch. I don't even use that shit. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, Tinder.
Damn.
No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. OnlyFans. No, I'm kidding.
OnlyFans.
The feet.
Oh,
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Hit my LinkedIn. Give me some jobs.
All right. That's a cut.